Nigga, I'm ghost.
That's dope.
I listened to the Russ album on the weekend, dude. I am quite surprised. I am quite pleased actually with this album. I had no okay. Let's just rewind. Let's just rewind. I've been a Russ fan for about 5 years. About 5 years.
Right.
Since 2017. Funny story. I found out about Russ off of a Gary V video. Right. This was like 2017. This was Gary V was kind of getting kind of big, and like during his
Gary V be putting you on, bro.
Crazy. It was during his daily V vlog, and it was just like the song called "The Journey," and I'm like, yo, who is this dude spitting like this? I like this. This is hot, right? And I found out his name was Russ. I'm like, oh, okay. He kind of Russ. How can I put it? Russ isn't a bad artist. Russ is a good artist, right? But he's never a person where as though you will be like, hey, yo, this dude top 5, top 10, he raps better than anybody, right? It's like, it ain't that. It's not that.
Yeah.
Right? It's more so like, yo, his content, if you're into go-getter, believing in yourself type stuff, that's what his music's for, especially if you're trying to do something. If you're in school or you're an entrepreneur or you're a YouTuber, content creator, any kind of person is trying to create something and do something and go against the odds, Russ is like the soundtrack to that. That's what he is, right? So I definitely fell in love with it. At the time, I was learning how to code. I think my first YouTube channel I tried, it was a bunch of stuff I was doing. So it was like the espresso to what I was doing every day, right?
All right.
It was pretty. It was good. Like his album came out at the time was called "There's Really a Wolf." It's probably before this album. It was on my hand of one of my like all-time favorite albums. Like not best, but my personal all-time favorite. It was on there. I think Santiago took it off of that, right? And then 2018 came out. 2018 came. He put out Zoo. It was okay. It just wasn't the album prior to that, right? And then 2020 came out. It was 2020, I'm pretty sure. That's when he put out Shake the Snow Globe. And I was just like, it wasn't bad. It was just the industry album, right? It was just the industry one. It was like, all right, cool. He had Ross on a song. The song that kind of went off was called Best on the Earth with Bia. That kind of rang off. It kind of gave him sort of a mainstream appeal. Even though the dude was like selling more records. Selling more records, selling more hard tickets at his shows more than his other artists that you think is actually bigger than him, right? Because that's the one thing dude kind of opened my eyes to is like in the music industry, like a person that you think is big and a person that's actually not really big. Like some people think like Lil Baby is like huge, right? He's popular.
He's really not.
He's popular, but he's not.
Yes,
huge.
he is.
Like he's not huge. Like one thing the dudes always say was like, hey, can this person sell hard tickets? Like when you see me at my shows and it's 20,000 people, it's 20,000 people there to just see me and my catalog. There's no opener, there's no closer, there's no other artist that's like selling the show out with me that's kind of like bringing everyone together. When people see like artists like Lil Baby and other artists like that, they'll see them on the internet like, yo, that's like 50,000 people. It's like, boy, is at a festival. And it's like 20 other artists. Like it's not just him, right? Then he put that out, and then because he makes like I'll call it normie music, right? Like he can do like real go-getter music, and then he can do normie music, whereas though it's gonna do 20 million, 150 million on YouTube because it sounds a certain way, right? Sarah and the barista girl likes it. If you picking up what I'm putting down, he can make normie.
Barista girl likes it.
He
All
can
right,
make
that's
barista
fair.
girl music, right? Like, cause he has the same tool belt as like a Drake, whereas though he can rap and then he can sing and he bounces between the two. Right, that's kind of like his tool belt. And then he put out the series called Chomp. Right, Chomp was okay. I'm gonna show y'all I can really rap. So he rapped with like Black Thought, Ab Soul, Crooked Eye, Papoose, people like that. The rapper, right? And he didn't get washed. Like I don't think he really got no one on anything. I don't think he like. He didn't
outdo anybody, but he held his own.
He held his own, and that's good enough, especially with the people that you're rapping with, right? So I thought that was really good. And then this came out, and it was kind of I seen the.
By this you mean the current album?
The current album, yeah. Santiago came out, the current album, right? I seen that. I seen the album art, and I was like, what is he? It was called Santiago. I'm like, is he on his Rick Ross suave vibe. Like, is he out in Santorini getting money and he just on his like, yo, kind of my retirement thing, right? I thought it was gonna be that. And I was like, okay, if it's that, I can probably pick a few songs off of there and kind of it be the soundtrack to what I'm trying to do or I'm going to do, right? It was a complete 180. I didn't pay attention to the rollout of the album at all. This is some self-inventory, heal yourself, become a better person kind of album. And I'm like, and it's good. Like, it's good.
It's not corny.
Like, no, I teared up on the album on 2 songs. Not even holding you. Really good.
Word?
Dead serious.
All right.
I'm like, oh, this is good. It's the standout songs on there are. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. I gotta look at this. I gotta show you it. Have you ever listened to Russ? Do you know who he is?
Okay, all right. So, for people who don't know, I'm way younger than Mr. Charisma over here.
He's way younger.
So I heard of Russ in a completely different light. Mm-hmm. I heard of Russ during the Fuck Russ era.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people my age too definitely heard about Russ just because of Fuck Russ. Mm-hmm. And being the childish, young, influenced mind that I was at the time, it was Fuck Russ. It was as simple as that.
Like, fuck out of here.
But I was like, yeah, bro, motherfuckers bring up Russ. I'm like, yo, fuck you talking about? That motherfucking ass, bro. I'm not trying to listen to that. Yeah. And so, like, I just it never appealed to me. Like, I never gave a fuck. Like, after a certain point, I was like, all right, let me hop off the bandwagon. Let me not be one of those dudes. But it just, I never had the time to like, I never like went, I never made the conscious decision to go, let me listen to Russ.
Yeah.
But I do know that he's one of the biggest independent artists like ever. Mm-hmm. I know he makes a lot of bread because he's independent. I know he makes a lot of moves. Yeah. He's very much his own boss, if that makes sense. He's not an artist that just makes music. He's very much an entrepreneur, a real musician that he cares about the craft. He focuses on his own thing. And this is just all based off of what I see. I've never listened to his music. He has a heavy New York accent, so I'm guessing he's from New York. That's quite literally my Russ knowledge. I don't know anything about the man, but just based off what you said and the album, and the fact that he's able to hold his own rapping with Black Thought, I'm not gonna lie, that does. Yeah. It is intriguing to hear that because now I'm actually, truthfully, no bullshit, not for video. I actually am interested in listening to Russ now.
Yo, like, I'm gonna sing you some stuff. I'm gonna sing you. I'm gonna sing you some stuff. I'm gonna sing you some of the hit lists, right? And then you can kind of go into
the hit list. Okay.
You can kind of go into the creatures. So,
all right.
On the album, the standouts are, for me, it's I Love You Boy, Enough, Adventure, Oasis, Tunnel Vision, and Wind, right? Even the opening track is really good too. He don't really have any misses on his album. The only misses he have on this particular album, that's not really a miss. I just feel like he could have just took it out because he has this girl on here named Bibi Borelli, right? She's featured on 3 tracks. Every track she on is amazing, right? It's just that track 9 features her, then track 11 features her, and track 12 features her, right? Track 9, really good. Track 11 is okay, but then you hear track 12, and it's like
you feel like okay.
They're too tightly coupled. I get it. He could have just took this. If he take Distracted off, he has no misses on his album. Like none. And Distracted is only no misses. And I'm not saying everything's fire. It's just no misses. And Distracted only is technically a miss. Is because she and him did better on Oasis and Tunnel Vision. You don't need Distracted whatsoever. Like, at all. Like, not at all. And another dude on here named Justin, he did really good. But those are the standouts. And he got like this is kind of how I judge albums. Is your opening track good? Closing track good? Do you have a 3-song run on your album? And your B-sides.
That is a very valid, like, critiquing system for an album, truthfully.
Yeah, and how your B-sides are, and those are kind of the and if everything sonically makes sense, like does it make sense? And he didn't get off topic at all. The whole thing is cohesive. Those are kind of like the 5 things I judge it on, and he did all of them, knocked them all out of the park. This is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite Russ album. I think you should listen to it. To be honest, you should listen to it. Highly recommend it. Yeah. Good job.
All right. I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna hear you out. And if you cook it, I'll let you know. But while on the topic of music, one thing absolutely have to talk about is the anticipated Drake album.
Yeah.
Drake, in my opinion, has been on a tear.
Yep.
Music wise. Like, no matter how you feel about Certified Lover Boy, no matter how you feel about Honestly Nevermind, Her Loss, whatever, the man has been putting out music for every 6 months for basically the past 2 years. And in those albums, like, I personally feel like, because he keeps on with this message that he wants to give the streets the old Drake. Yeah. He wants to go back into his roots. You can't. Yeah. I think that at the level Drake is at the honestly, he's never gonna have a downfall at this fucking point.
No.
Because the man ran the 2010s.
Yep.
We're 3 years into the 2020s, and he's put out like 4 albums in the last 2 years, bro. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Yeah.
And so, what's up?
No, I completely agree with you. And I feel like you can't not look forward to a Drake album, to be honest.
You can't.
It's like it's definitely gonna be something on there. That album art though. My man and his album covers. I don't know what it is. Apparently for this particular one, it's like a him saying that his son drew it is like a legal tax loophole. If that's the case, that's ill. I'm all for it. But my man just got bad album covers, and I just I don't think he had a good one since like 2015.
Like, Views was 2016. It was I like Views album cover. I like Scorpion's album cover was just a portrait.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's just a portrait.
Yeah, it's not really like. Matter of fact, let me pull up his album covers. Right?
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I'm like,
because like the Dark Lane demo tapes. I fuck with that album cover. I can't lie.
Let me see it.
I can't lie. I like it. It's the one where he's wearing
that's
it's
hard.
just showing his eyes.
That's pretty hard. I like that. That's hard.
Honestly, Nevermind. I mean, you could barely see it says Honestly Nevermind. Certified Lover Boy looks like some straight dickhead shit.
Yo, that's like that's definitely the worst one. Certified Lover Boy. It's definitely the worst one.
Bro, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I don't even get it. I don't even get it.
What's up?
I don't even get it.
I don't either. Like, is he trying to say he gets hoes? But if he does, why are you impregnating all of them? Like, they're all like all of them are pregnant.
And Care Package seemed like a 2006 mixtape cover. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Thank Me
Later.
And
then Her Loss.
Yeah, Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later.
That's his first album. Thank Me Later.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say it's bad. It's just it's speaking with the textures of the time. It looks like 2010. It looks
like Take Care is iconic, of course, because
that's good. I like Take Care. Take Care is good.
Take Care, yeah. Scary Hours 1 and 2, valid. I'll say. If you're reading the album the album cover I really enjoyed just because it's very simple, but I just like it is the collab album he did with Future.
The Diamond one?
The Diamond one. I'm forgetting the name of the album. I'm completely blanking.
What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive, yes. Bro, by the way, great album name.
Yeah.
Fire album name.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we got Her Loss, just a model, which is...
I'm like,
I might be uncultured, but I don't know her significance to Drake. But as for the music itself, I'm very much in anticipation for the album because it's a Drake album. Like, you can't be... No matter how you feel about Drake, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, a Drake release album or a Drake release time, a Drake album, a new Drake album, it's hard to ignore.
Yep.
Streets be on fire, bumping that shit. So it's, I speaking from just as purely as a rap fan, I am excited for it.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not we're gonna get old Drake, like I said, I think that's never happening again. Drake is at a point in his life where he could not make music for the rest of his life, spend $1 million a day for the rest of his life, and not go broke.
Yep.
Like he, like I'm sorry, bro, but after it's like a boxing thing, or like a fighting thing. There's a quote, a famous, I think it might be a Conor quote, I'm not sure, but regarding Conor McGregor, you can't wake up in silk sheets and like be motivated to go for a run or be motivated to fight, bro. After a certain point, you feel as though you did everything you needed to do, and you just can't give any more to the art that is rap.
Yep.
And I feel like Drake, I don't think Drake's reaching that point, but I don't think he's ever going to get back to what he was, just because he was still hungry. He was still very much. Granted, he had money at the time, but he wasn't anywhere near the status socially, financially, and every other aspect. He was nowhere near that back then. It's as simple as that. So I am excited, but I'm skeptical. I don't think it's going to be anything like old Drake, but it's a Drake album. Like, how can you not be excited for that shit? It's
my favorite
Drake album is like, no, go.
My favorite Drake cover or album cover is Nothing Was the Same. Whether it's the regular one or the deluxe, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one, most iconic one, right? When people,
100%.
People say they want the old Drake, right? Or like people, every time a Drake album comes up, it's always this argument or this rumor like Drake is going to give us finally that rap album, and I'm like, that ship sailed in like 2015, 16, right? That ship kind of sailed. The dude,
when views dropped, it was over.
Yeah, because he's too big of an artist. He has to serve too many fan bases, or serve too many demographics in order for him to give us a bunch of AM/PM records where he's just rapping. I don't think he's ever going to do it. If you're at that level of Drake, you're like, it's no longer artistry no more. You're playing math games. It's all science and math and demographics. It's not really like I'm doing it for the love of the art. It's no longer that. And we can see that with Honestly, Never Mind. My dude just made a dance hall album just for it to get played across the world as background music. It was just the smartest thing to do, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And doing a collab album with 21 Savage was just a good marketing move, because 21 Savage was hot as fish grease. Why not? He did the same thing like 5-6 years ago when he did it with Future. Like he just did like, okay, you are scorching right now. Come on, stand next to me, and we're gonna do an album. I think the album is honestly going to be more of the same. Not meaning it's going to be bad, just more of the same. You're gonna have one or two crazy breakout records, and you're gonna have some solid B cuts, and we're gonna like it. We're gonna play it for the next 2 years or something like that.
I'm with that. I agree.
I think that's good.
But I will say it bothers me when artists. This completely. I mean, it kind of is relating to Drake. It bothers me when artists don't take advantage of what's in front of them. Mm-hmm. Like Lil Baby was on the rise when he did Yes Indeed with Drake. Mm-hmm. But think about the commercial success from that song and that Lil Baby has had after. Because he kept going. Mm-hmm. He didn't get the Drake feature and say, I bet I'm good. Mm-hmm. He started working harder. Whereas you got people like Block Boy JB who did the Look Alive song a few years ago. I think it was like 2017, maybe. It was 18. Maybe 2018. Yeah. So, bro, where the fuck has he been?
On the block.
I didn't hear a peep. On the block.
On the block right now.
But like, bro, it makes me mad. It's like, bro, what's the Drake the line, bro? Something about Drake feature buying a house. Fuck. I jumped, bro. I can't remember. But it was basically a bar saying, you bought a house when you should have copped the feature, or some shit like that. It was Drake talking his shit essentially, which by the way, that was on a feature. Like he was given a feature and said that shit, which is crazy, but it's the truth. A Drake A Drake feature is worth millions now.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It'll change your life. It'll change your career.
100%. Absolutely. You can't ignore it. Like, bro, no matter how you feel about Drake, whether you think he's corny, whether you think his music is bad now, a Drake album is the fucking Midas touch of rap.
Yep.
If he touches you, your career is pause. That sounds insane. But like, if he touches your career, if he touches your music, if he touches a track with you on it, your career is made as long as you keep going after that. Because like I said, Block Boy didn't do shit. He ain't shit now.
Speaking of Block Boy,
what's up?
Memphis rapper Block Boy JB arrested accused of hiding wanted criminals. Yeah. This might be old. I don't know, but god damn. Oh, okay.
Bro, All From Graces be crazy, bro.
Dog. One of my favorite. Okay, speaking of Drake and his features, right? One of my favorite things that Drake does on records is when he calls people like their first name, like, or he talks about like the restaurant and the food. He said, order the lobster and shrimp. That's Solana's favorite. I said, dog, why is that hard? Why is that hard?
Bro, it's hard because nobody calls rappers by their first name. Nobody.
He called SZA by her first name. I'm like, yo, that's hard. I'm like, who's he talking about?
I'm like, who's he talking about? Bro, the thing is, Drake's music sometimes, bro, I feel so broke listening to that shit.
Yo.
Because he'll be talking about getting dinner at this time with blah, 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 and then he'll say the name of the restaurant. I'm like, I've never heard of this shit in my fucking life. I feel so broke not knowing this.
Yo, when he was on middle of the ocean, he come on, so he'll come to the vibe, he'll go straight to the Zaza, something like that. I was like, you know. I don't know, Drake. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't live that's rich people shit. I can't relate to this no more, bro. Like, he's talking about some truly otherworldly shit. Like, he lives in another world. Drake has not lived on Earth in a very long time. I think it's as simple as that. That's why he's never gonna make music like he did before. But I will say, I feel like even though we'll never get classic Drake, people gotta respect the man's craft, bro. Because a lot of people be acting like Drake doesn't spit the shit that he spits. And it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because, bro, he's like, you gotta understand, this man is a mentee of fucking Tunchi.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't be.
Don't ever call Lil Wayne Tunchi. You better call that man Lil Wayne. You said Tunchi.
Nah, that's Tunchi. That's Tunchi.
That's Tunchi?
That's Tunchi.
Oh man, that's crazy. You make me feel my age, man. That's crazy. You said Tunchi. God.
Bro, the thing is, bro, you can't be a student of someone as legendary as him and not go on to make like dope shit. Simple as that. That's all I'm saying. Like, Mr. Real G's moving size like lasagna. I'm sorry, you can't.
That's hard.
Bro, it's the most overused, like, GOAT bar. Like, what's the greatest bar you've ever, that, like, people usually navigate towards that. And it don't matter, though. It's not overrated. That shit is crazy.
No, it is hard, but is it overrated? Okay, so.
Is it overrated? I think people list it too many times as their.
Hear me out.
Their, like, it's a bar you've heard many times before.
I'm about to commit hip hop blasphemy.
What's up? What you about to say, bro?
Listen, I'm gonna start this off. Listen, I'm gonna lead with love. I like Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne's dope. One of the greatest runs in hip hop history, right? One of the greatest.
He's about to say but. The second he says but, comments on fire. 100%.
But listen, I think a big reason why my generation and a lot of people regard Lil Wayne as like the GOAT or a GOAT is because Lil Wayne did a lot of simile bars, right? A lot of his bars were something, like insert something, right? A lot of his bars are like that. There's a lot of simile bars. The good thing about that is it's really easy to understand. Like like a person that's like a ridiculous rap nerd can understand, and a person who is a casual fan can understand something like something, right? It's really digestible. I think that's why Lil Wayne, and the dude clip rate is ridiculous. The boy released so much music that it flooded everything, and you only heard him for X amount of times, X amount of years. You only heard him for a lot of it, right? I think that's why he's relegated as that. If you do so much music so often, you're gonna do some genius stuff. Because the lasagna bar is hard. The hot dog ketchup bar is hard. The latex. I think the latex bar.
Is crazy.
I think that's probably his best bar he ever did. That was hard.
Fair. And it wasn't a simile.
It wasn't, right? It wasn't. But a big portion of his raps is just that. And as a person who's like, I'm a kind of rap nerd who's gonna go read what you said, and it's like, that wasn't that hard. But you deliver it, because someone can deliver something amazing, but it not be that good. Like I think the king of that is Logic. Logic can make anything sound hard.
Yo, listen. Speaking of, man, fucking Bobby biracial in this bitch. Like, I had my Logic phase. And it's not even a phase. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Logic was good.
Logic, what happened?
Logic, I like Logic. Logic's good.
Logic is good. I like Logic. Like, you could, all right, he made Wanting to Kill Yourself corny, all the jokes, blah, blah, blah. Crazy, by the way, craziest statement I've ever heard. Like, he made Wanting to Kill Yourself corny. Like, what? Holy shit.
That is wild.
Chill out, bro. That's dark. Like, chill out. But, yo, some of his bars just be crazy.
Yeah. I think I think his if it's like a 2K rating, his flow is on 100. Like he can make anything sound amazing. I guess
yes.
It's just one feature he got. He didn't say nothing, but it sounded like the most ridiculous shit in the world.
What?
It was like
what feature you said?
He was like, it was a feature that he didn't belong on. He was talking about strippers or something like that, and it was just like, yo, he making it sound like crazy. Like, whoa. Logic has been. Listen, I will say, and a lot of people are gonna agree with me if they listen to Logic on a normal basis. Logic, when he dropped No Pressure, the sequel to Under Pressure. Have you heard No Pressure, by the way? I'm pretty sure. Let me see how. I gotta see how it looks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have every single song from No Pressure saved.
Damn.
Right now, the intro and the outro, start to finish, front to back. Like this album. First, as a Logic fan, I was deeply frustrated with Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Well, is that the most recent one? Is that the most recent one?
No. This was
2019.
Logic went on like a weird album run, and he talks shit about people like me, about like his fans and shit. Or not his. He doesn't talk shit about his fans, but he gets mad at the people who didn't like certain albums, which is fine. You know, as an artist, you can dislike people's opinion on your albums. Okay, but like Young Sinatra 4.
I like the freestyle he did it. I think it was a single for it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That shit was great.
Yeah, that was good.
He turned it into a full song on the album. Supermarket, which was the soundtrack to his novel that he released, which was fucking incredible. Supermarket was I've never read the book, but the soundtrack was fucking amazing. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, that shit was a fucking flop and a half.
What was wrong with
that? It just there. I don't know specifically. It just wasn't his past music, and I hate being one of those fans that compare artists' most recent shit to their past. But it's also like, bro, you released this quality of music. What the fuck happened?
Hold up.
Like, I'm not even trying to compare. Like, I want old lot. No, I don't give a fuck. You can evolve as an artist, but make good music. I just didn't like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. The beat selection was
I think I like Limitless. I think I like Limitless off his album. Is that the one that be like?
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Like, I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the. Is that one?
I think so. I will say.
And it got the Eminem feature, right? Homicide.
No.
Homicide on here. Right?
Homicide is the Eminem one.
Yeah, that's the album. Yeah.
By the way, Eminem, bro, he said, what the fuck did he say? He said, home runners. Bro, he says some fuck shit on that song, but I'm not even gonna get into that. Eminem's an entire video we can do on its own.
Yeah. I am an Eminem hater, by the way.
You a what?
I'm an Eminem hater.
Lock in and be better, bro. I mean, I understand, but also,
no, I'm not. Okay, I'm not an Eminem hater. We
like,
gonna,
bro,
we gonna talk
what's
about
up, what's
it.
up?
We gonna talk about it. But before we go off Logic, the one thing Logic does also, I think Logic probably has top 5 album covers ever.
Absolute. Holy shit! I'm so glad you just said that.
Yo, like
His albums. First of all, no matter how you feel about Bobby biracial and his need to remind you that he's biracial,
yeah,
the album Everybody is where I think a lot of people got a bad taste of Logic in their mouth. Pause. The Everybody album cover is far enough. Oh my god, that album cover is ridiculous. I love it. The thing is, all of his album covers have something relating to the Logic lore, if that makes sense. Like in his music and in his interviews and in his like YouTube channel, he references a lot of shit that a lot of normal people aren't going to understand, but a lot of normal people can appreciate the album cover for what it is. But it's also something for his fans, because they can like actual fans of Logic like me. I'm gonna notice a lot of shit that a lot of people who don't listen to Logic often aren't gonna catch. Like it's as simple as that. Like in the Everybody on the Everybody album cover, almost every person you see is important to Logic. J. Cole is on the fucking album cover that a lot of people didn't notice.
Where he at?
The Everybody album cover, look at the top where the pillars are in the middle of the thing. He's hitting the Forest Hills Drive pose. If you have the album cover up right now.
I'm looking up.
And
I'm looking at it. Oh, snap. I never peeped that.
Bro, you see, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. And J. Cole was in the album for a very short feature, but the fact that Logic does small shit like that, I fucking love it. I love shit like that. But to get off, I'm just gonna hurry up, sum up my point about Logic. No Pressure was a very honest album.
Okay.
Because it was quote unquote his retirement album. We know how that goes for a lot of rappers. It was quote unquote his retirement album. And it really did feel like Logic, this was like a living, breathing album in the sense that it doesn't feel like every song was made around the same time, but it's still one cohesive story. It felt like a complete album. Every song is a banger. Some of them were gimmick songs, like A to Z, like he raps the whole alphabet, which is we've seen that before. He does it differently, but that's like a little gimmick.
Pat Poose did it too many times.
Yeah, like it's nothing new, but he does his own little spin on it. Overall, No Pressure is Logic's best album. There are no misses. If you're a legitimate rap fan, give that fucking album a listen.
No Pressure was the one. It's his debut album, right?
No, Under Pressure was his debut album. No Pressure is the sequel.
Oh, that's number 2. Oh, got you. And the third one you don't like, right?
The third. What you mean?
Hold on, because it's three Pressure albums, right? For lack of a better.
No, there's 2 Pressure albums.
Oh, okay.
There's Under Pressure, No Pressure. The 3 you're thinking about is Bobby Tarantino, which I love. Bobby Tarantino 2 and 3. I don't know why people didn't like those.
Okay.
Those were fire.
Every album cover looks like a series that I would watch, like every single one.
Bro, the Logic lore is stupid, bro. I'm telling you, like people gotta throw themselves in on that shit.
I wish he would just stop talking. If Logic would like not had talked and did interviews, he would be way better off. Just don't talk. Just don't talk.
I do wish he would stop talking, because in my blood is the slave and the man. Like, listen. You gotta understand. I understand what he's saying. I truly do.
You wildin'. Logic. It's like, you wildin'. Stop talking. We don't need you to talk. Just rap. Like, dude.
Yo, man.
This is kind of, I was thinking, speaking of like rappers and interviews, right? I'm a longtime J. Cole fan, like 10 years in. Like, he's in my top, he's in my top 5, top 3. J. Cole, is not a J. Cole interview that I like. Not one. Like
the Nardwuar interview I really liked.
It's like
the recent one that he did.
Like J. Cole, I'm just like, I don't want to hear you talk respectfully. I just want your music. I just want your music. I like your music. I don't necessarily need to hear you talk about something. I'm just good. I'm good. But
that's actually so damn funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, I'm cool,
that's so funny.
I don't want him to ruin it for me. I don't, because I got it. I didn't get it ruined with Kanye. But before Kanye went crazy, before he shorted out,
Before he
shorted out, Kanye interviews was goated. I love them Jones. Them Jones is good. That dude did good interviews.
Kanye interviews, man. Like, I love me some of the Gaga songs.
Yo,
Lady Gaga's the director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras? Like,
yo,
Kanye is he's so...
That particular Zane Lowe interview is probably my favorite Kanye interview. I probably watched that probably 40, 50 times across 10 years. Like, that is like, no one got it back in the day. I was like, dog, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Anyway.
Kanye, for all the shit he's said and done in the past couple of years, he will go down as one of the greatest artists of all time. And I think
I got an argument. Listen, this is kind of how I put it. I said this. It's like 2 or 3 people who I can make the case for being the GOAT, and he one of them. Like, I can make the case. Like, I can make the case that Bull be the GOAT. Because I feel like the GOAT conversation should be tiers, not actual like 1 or 2. Because once you get to 10, you splitting hairs, and people don't like splitting hairs. I'm like, if you're talking about GOATs, you're splitting hairs at 10, and on 5, 1 through 5, you definitely splitting hairs. I'm talking about splitting hairs to the point of, did this person do hooks or not do hooks? Like that.
Yeah, you're getting very picky at that point.
Yeah, so like I think it's a tier list. If you're in a top 3 tier list or a top 2 tier list, I think if Ye stopped at St. Pablo, if he stopped at St. Pablo, dude would have made the case. And I think the dude would have made the case because the criticism most people have against Kanye is that he doesn't rap extremely well like his peers, like a Jay-Z or Eminem. And I say that's true. He don't rap. He don't rap as good as them. But
yeah,
what's
up?
Every other slider is higher. It's like your rapping's on an 8 or 9. Mine's on a 7. Cool. But my beat selection's on a 9. My music, my discography's on a 9.5.
Absolutely.
And, my albums are on 9s. It's like you beat me in that category, but every other category I smoke you in, and I have more good albums than bad, and I probably got more classics than most people. And this is me this is me taking off my Kanye stand. That might be the Kanye stand. This is me being objective as fuck. Dude got Dropout, Registration, Graduation. That 3 album run, you can debatably say all 3 of those are right. Those are classics. You can debate that. Definitely 2 out of the 3. Then you got 808s. You can say that's not a classic, but you can say it transformed. But you can say that transformed the landscape of music for the next 8 to 10 years, which it did. So it's not a classic, but it's transformative. That's a crazy box. Then you got Dark Fantasy. Dark Fantasy is probably perfect. Like, it's no issues with it. It's like regarded as the best album of the 2010s. It's debated with Kendrick Lamar to Pimp a Butterfly, right? They go back and forth. That's a classic. Then you have Yeezus, experimental industrial hip hop music. That changed the landscape also. It's like, damn, cool. It's like, boy, and he had Watch the Throne. So you also check off the collab album. That's ridiculous. And he made and you also got to look at when people did certain things in certain timelines. If he did Dark Fantasy, Watch the Throne in the same year, because it was 2010, 2011, you did both of those at the same exact time? God damn. Like, come on, bro. Bro, you wildin'. But another video, I'm not gonna my Kanye rant, but I can probably make the case that Bull probably, before he started wilding out and started just doing like, Bull, it's to the point that dude got bored. Bull's like, I made perfect. I know how to make the amazing rap album. I want to do something else. So Bull just start experimenting and playing with different things. I'm trying to make a Christian album. Cool.
Yeah. Jesus is king.
Yeah, Donda. Honestly, I think Donda is going to age ridiculously well. I think people. It
is. I love Donda. I'm sorry. Like, not only the album.
Yeah.
But also the fucking rollout, bro. The Donda rollout is one of the most iconic album rollouts of all time, and it's as simple as that. That man had the fucking world in the palm of his hands during Donda rollout. And he was selling out stadiums listening to absolute skeleton songs. these songs were not completed. These songs were not ready to be released. These songs had no vocals. These songs had no mixing. These songs had no mastering. And he had, bro, my boy literally, he lives in Philly. He flew to Atlanta to listen to a fucking, like a 20-minute set of Kanye playing beats, bro. Like, that's insane, bro.
That's
and
hard.
I'm pissed I didn't go. I'll be honest, I'm pissed I didn't go.
That's hard.
Like, that, bro, Kanye's on a new level.
Yeah.
Also, side note, little Dan, 5 years old, listening to Heartless from 808s. Hey, listen, you gotta understand, bro.
He was heartbroken at 5.
That song was my introduction to rap.
Ooh, that's good.
That song
what an introduction.
Bro, like I heard Heartless on the radio one time. The thing is, it was around my birthday too. It dropped November 24, 2008. My birthday is November 20th. So all I heard around my birthday was Kanye. Ooh. And they were playing Heartless because that was the hit of the album. Yeah. And I would hear Heartless. I'm like, bro, this shit is like unheard of. Unheard. Like, I've never heard anything like this in my life. I needed to know what this was, who made it, and if I could find music like it. Yeah. And that was my introduction to rap. Whether or not, no matter how you feel about Kanye now, Kanye then, that was, I think, my favorite introduction to rap that I could have ever had. That was crazy. That's my earliest memory I have of rap.
Oh, we're gonna have a Kanye episode. It's gonna be pretty good. But it's late August, early September. Early Christmas is coming up. Apple is releasing new devices, new Apple stuff. We're getting new Apple products. How do you feel? Are you anticipating it, or are iPhones or any Apple product even like a thing anymore? It's kind of a thing for me, but it's kind of a cheat for it being a thing for me, to be honest. How do you feel?
The switch up was crazy, by the way. Switch up was crazy. From Kanye to Apple, but I will say, an Apple release is like a Drake release. It's like a Drake album.
Yeah, it is.
You like the world stops for about a day or two. Everybody's talking about it, whether good or bad. Personally, I like, again, it's like Drake, bro. Like, I can't not like it. Like, bro, Apple makes it such an event. Yeah, it's an event, bro. Like, I had that shit in my calendar.
Yo, listen.
I get excited for it. I'm excited.
I make sure I'm home or at my desk to watch the keynote. I'm not. Listen, I watched this keynote. I even watched the WWDC, which is the nerdy keynote where like no one knows about. Yeah. I watched that one, right? But we
WWDC's that shit.
We getting I want to get invited to one, but that's neither here nor there. The iPhone 15 is coming out, right? We got rumors and stuff. It sounds like we're gonna still have the a Max, where it might be changing it to the Ultra. We're gonna have a Plus, a Pro, and a regular. Apparently this might be the first year that is no gold. I'm like, all right, no gold. That's kind of weird.
Very.
Like, or like they're expected to be more expensive. Like, I'm like, I don't know why it would be $100 or $200 more, but it's Apple. We're gonna pay for it. I'm not even gonna complain about the price. We're gonna pay for it. I mean, we're gonna moan about it. We're gonna bitch about it, but we're going to do it. Like, the rumors are like, bro, like, how can I get excited even though we just said we're excited or we're gonna look forward to it? We're gonna get braided USB-C cables. It's gonna be colored. It's gonna finally be USB.
I'm not gonna lie, it's little shit like that. I don't know why I'm so excited for that. I don't know why.
I'm like, they're gonna have braided cords. Cool, because like they got braided cords now that come with the
iPad and the watch.
iPad, the watch, and it comes with the was it 2020 or 2021 new iMac. It came with that one because I got the blue one around here somewhere. Good cord. What else we got?
It's a good cord. Like,
it's a good cord. I like it. Like, I was like, oh, this is nice. But we're supposed to get a periscope lens and a bigger battery or something. Wait, come on. What we got?
Yeah, honestly, Apple's at a point where, because they release something every year, they're at a point where they kind of have to plateau and be mediocre for a few years. Like, the 14 was the new big thing because of the dynamic island, which I think is going to continue for like the 16 and 17.
Yeah.
realistically. And then in the eight, and then on maybe on the 17 or 18, we'll have a new different, probably like completely bezel-less phone, straight mirror or a straight glass. I will say, Apple, Apple's so. I think they should change the name to Ultra, just brand synergy, because the Apple Watch Ultra.
Yeah.
The second one's probably gonna drop, but just Apple.
I'm getting it.
I'm more excited. I'm at a point where I'm more excited for Apple software than anything, and Apple's exploration outside of their normal. I'm gonna say this like it's a fucking movie, but outside of Apple's normal IP, if that makes sense. Like I'm more excited for the shit like the Vision Pro.
Yeah, same.
Like same. We've talked about it before, but I'm more excited for that than anything besides the fucking. I'm always gonna enjoy the new iPhone, the new Apple Watch, the new Mac. It's all cool, but
because it's like the phone is the phone. When people get upset about the iPhone not being new or something like that, it's like what you're looking for is what you got like 10 years ago when we went from the 5 to the 6, or how we went from like not even 10 years ago, more than that. Like when you went from like crappy phones to like touchscreen phones, you're looking for that jump. And that jump isn't going to happen in the iPhone, right?
It's not.
Because you got innovation and then you got capitalism, you got business, right? Those things converge, and then you get certain things. Like capitalism will help you start something up to be innovative, but once you got your fan base, your customer base, capitalism also be like, whoa, halt on that innovation, my friend. We need to get some money. So
we need to
when people say what's new, what's different, I'm like, bro, certain things just work. A square glass screen in your hand just works, bro. It's not going to be a rhombus. It's not going to be an octagon. It's not going to be none of that. It's going to be a square. We might round the corners. Cool, no problem. And you also have to look at the everyday person, and what does the everyday person do on their phone? The everyday person isn't really creative. They're not doing amazing things. They are scrolling social media and pointing and clicking a photo. That's what they're doing. No more, no less. So why would they bring out this ultra techie device for the everyday person that's not even going to use all of it?
They're not going to. It's already Apple products already sell themselves. It's Apple. Like it's the brand. Apple, 90% of Apple's the brand and the software. But after a certain point, if you're like you said, if they're coming out with these techie ass devices, they're gonna it's not gonna work. Yeah. Like the Vision Pro, there's a market for it. There's VR, AR, very popular at the moment with the Oculus, with things like that. And they're able to charge what they're gonna charge. What is it, like $3-4 grand that they're gonna charge for it? They're able to charge what they charge because you're getting what you want, but the Apple way. And I think that Apple has a very good way of convincing you that you're being given something new because it's being done by Apple. Yep. When in reality, it's not. It's like when iOS 16 was released, people were losing their minds over widgets. It's like widgets have been around for a very long time. It's just Apple found a way to make it the Apple way.
How Drake saying?
And because they did that, it's fire. Like I love my widgets on my iPhone. It's as simple as
what Drake say. It's not about who did it first. It's about who did it right. Something like that. Yeah, it's like that's what it is. Apple,
the app, and for lack of better terminology, the Apple way is typically the right way, and that's why they're so successful with their products. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, after I might have to cop a Vision Pro.
I'm definitely copping a Vision Pro.
I know you are.
If they do a Vision Pro correctly, I don't think people understand the implications of a Vision Pro done correctly.
I'm gonna be watching Dune on IMAX in my bedroom. I'm so dead ass,
bro. You get rid of space. Like I'm a guy who has multiple monitors. I got a Mac. I got a studio display. I got a MacBook. I got an iPad. I got a bunch of screens. Right. The Vision Pro completely gets rid of space. You just put on this one guy. You put on this one guy who you have an infinite amount of screens. You can do so many different things. You're not going to need anything else. Like it's taking another step into the virtual world. And it's not just watching stuff. It's also interacting with things. I'm going through the Apple developer courses and tutorials they put out about the Vision Pro and things you can do, I'm like, dude, if this is done correctly where I think it will be, it's gonna be nuts. I'm talking like all you're gonna need is just your Vision Pro.
That's it. No handles, none of that extra stuff.
And that's really it. And like, and some AirPods maybe. Besides that, you're not gonna need nothing else. That's all you're going to need. You still have your phone because you want to walk and do things, but like for your entertainment, it's gonna be like you're gonna go to rooms where like you're not gonna need a TV, you're not gonna need a monitor, you might not even need windows for it. You just need a room and a bed, and you're gonna be in there, and it's gonna be in a whole different
just vibing.
Like that's going to be crazy. Like the Vision Pro, if done correctly, is gonna be a new frontier. It's called New Frontier shit, and I'm pretty excited.
I agree.
But we're here talking about the iPhone 15 and the 48 megapixel sensor. Right?
Not for real. Like it's not.
It's like,
I like when Apple does new shit. It's as simple as that. Like the Apple car has been in the works for fuck knows how long. They've had the patents for fuck knows how long. Apple is a company that likes to plan shit ahead and release it when the time is right. I have full faith that they know what they're doing. Apple has rarely ever missed. They were ahead of the curve with getting rid of the headphone jack.
Yep.
Like one of Samsung's biggest marketing tools at the time for whatever phone was released with that was the fact that, hey, we still have a headphone jack. Clear shots at Apple. Mm-hmm. There is not a single Samsung phone that has a fucking headphone jack.
They be lying. It's like, they be lying. I'll be like, yo.
They really do. It's like, I mean, that is just the natural progression of things. People were pissed when they took it out. It's like, okay, but now you have AirPods. Yeah. Think of how, bro, AirPods are ultra popular now. Like I'm
pretty sure AirPods, they probably make more money on AirPods than they probably do like
any other product. 100%.
Like that, yo.
It's just cheap enough that, first of all, it probably takes $10 to make AirPods if we want to get down to the very nitty gritty. And they're selling it at a ridiculous amount, but it's at that perfect point that like it's enough to make them a decent, more than decent profit.
Yo, dude, hold on.
And
during the 2020 financial year, Apple's AirPod revenues amounted to $23 billion, surpassing the combined revenue of Twitter, Spotify, and Square. One product is more than 4 companies.
Entire organizations. That is, bro. Holy shit. Listen, Apple swims in that shit. Apple swims in it.
God.
But
damn.